Yeah, Anton just got rolled up on ankle. He'll be fine, kind of day to day right now. X-rays were negative, so he should be good to go. The other one, probably a little more significant, Devin Lloyd with his hand. I think it's his right hand. He's still undergoing further testing, but we'll have to see where his thumb is. He injured that during the game, so as far as practice on Wednesday, he'll probably miss Wednesday, but we'll see later today where he's at on that. Some of the
cramps again?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was cramps. Who else were you? He was fine. He just got hit right on the kneecap. Kind of just a good hard low tackle. Just got hit low. He's fine.
And how about Zay?
Zay's going to be still day to day. If we had to practice today, he'd be out, obviously. So we'll see again on Wednesday where he is.
Did you get any kind of explanation from Heath on what happened on the kickoff return? Because it's very rare to see one side of the field be that vacant. Because usually there's lane responsibilities on a kickoff return.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of obviously poor tackling, right? I mean it was a great kick. Ball was on the ground. We had a great opportunity to pin him deep. Right there, and then we just lost leverage. I mean, guys see the ball on the ground and just made a beeline for the ball, and we had about 4 guys, I think 5 guys missed tackles. I mean that's just unacceptable, and that can't happen when you have such a great kick.
At what point does the "it's early" excuse kind of go out the window?
Yesterday. Yeah, we're too far down the road. We've been together for going on 2 years now. We know each other, players, coaches, players. I just think there's just a sense of guys are just pressing a little bit too much, trying to make plays, than just let the game come to them, and it's put us in a bind, particularly on third downs.
Is there anything to being overconfident in the ability to come back? Dating all the way back to last year, a lot of the games, even the wins, you were down at some point in the game, but the team just knew they had the talent to make the plays when it mattered.
I mean, obviously that's a good thing, knowing that we've been in those situations before and we've pulled ourselves out. Yesterday was a little different, however, and I say different from the standpoint, sure, we got back to 17-10, but then that kickoff return hit us, and that sort of took the wind out of the sails. But we still had chances and opportunities, but then we gave up those same opportunities on the other side of the ball. I mean, they scored, I think, on 4 out of the 5 possessions they had, counting that kickoff return, in the second half. So this is a game where that it's very rare where all 3 phases really had a hand in this loss yesterday.
Like there's a report that you took over play calling.
It's false. It's false.
Were you just that's a little bit more involved in terms of in that second half, maybe than you have normally been?
I mean, I communicate with press and the offensive staff, no more or less than I usually do, on game day.
Doug, it seemed like in the second half there was maybe more of a concentrated effort to get Evan and Christian involved. Is there maybe a reason why it maybe took as long as it did?
Actually, the plan, quite honestly, was to try to get them started early. Get Evan and Christian going, and really get our run game established, as you saw, early in the football game. I thought that first drive, I mean, we executed the plan, perfectly. We had the missed touchdown, catch there. Calvin, he'll make that play 9 out of 10 times. But and then we missed the field goal. So we're given. It's not necessarily what they did to us; it's what we did to ourselves. But we have to, we being the staff, need to make a conscious effort to make sure that our best players are touching the football, especially early in a football game.
And where's the breakdown on the block field goal?
Anton got a little overextended, so head down. And what ended up happening, Walker Little being to his outside, went to the outside with the 3 rushers there, and it just created a gap for 51. Will Anderson to break through and block the kick.
What happened on the long touchdown pass to Dell? Looked like Darius was a little confused.
There's miscommunication on the back end, man coverage, just miscommunication. Again, though, that one, and then even the post in the first half with the safeties, the one they scored their first touchdown drive. Is that the one you're talking about, or the one in the late in the game?
Yeah, late in the game.
Yeah, both of those were just miscommunication, on the secondary's part. Just things that again are unacceptable and can't happen. Those guys have worked together too long, to make those mistakes.
So that was more of a Darius thought they were playing zone instead of man on both of them. Is that?
Well, the first one was the safeties. Cisco and Rayshawn were both of them were down, and Rayshawn was shooting back late to the post, and it was just a miscommunication on who was going back, and we were late getting back there.
Can this game provide the same sort of spark that the Lions game did last year?
I think so. I hope so. I know that this is not who we are as a team. A lot of pride in the locker room, the coaching staff, and we understand we've got to, this is what's on tape, right? This is what we're putting out there. And, Atlanta and Buffalo and all our opponents the rest of the season, this is what they're seeing. And we feel that, and we know that we're a better team. And like I said, I think guys are just trying to make plays instead of just allowing the play to sort of organically happen, and when you do that, ball's going to come out, fumble, you're going to throw a pick, you're going to drop a touchdown, right? You're going to trip the running back on 3rd and 2. You're just doing things out of the norm, out of characteristic, and we just have to get back to being us.
Why does this team need that sort of wake-up call maybe to get everything flowing in the right direction?
I mean, it needs to happen. Again, it's there's a lot of pride in that room when you talk to the players after the game and hear what they're saying and the comments they're saying. I mean, they're still focused. We believe in them. They believe in us. It's going to be a conscious effort, obviously, and we just got to treat, stay in the moment, right? It's a week-to-week business.
You got breakdowns on all three aspects, like you said, this past game. Is there enough time to fix all of it in 1 week, or do you have to really just kind of concentrate on the highlights, or however?
Well, you focus on the highlights, but you definitely coach it all. That's why days like today are so important with the guys in the building to be able to show the mistakes and make those corrections today, before we hit the practice field again on Wednesday. And then, you have to show the good, the bad, the ugly, to the players. And my job is to paint the picture. I mean, this is where we are. This is not who we want to be, and this is where we're going. And all that stuff is still right in front of us.
Did you feel the offensive line performed okay yesterday, below par? Or what was your assessment?
Yeah, I thought okay, not great. Okay. Ton is still learning, just getting a feel and a sense of playing at this level and all the different rushes that he's seeing. Ben is still working through, getting back into playing, and he got beat a few times. I think Luke and Brandon and Walker are the kind of the three, consistent guys right now. But we continue to work. Ton's going to be a really good player for us. The more reps and the more game action he gets, and the same with Ben. So we're heading in the right direction, but we just got to clean a few things up there.
Did you feel that Tom did a little bit better against Anderson? I mean, not that Anderson didn't have a good game. He obviously had the great play on the special teams, but I mean, it didn't look like he got handled the way he got handled the week before.
Well, and this is not against Will Anderson. I think Will's going to be a great player, but he's not Chris Jones either. And Ton did have a much better game, But again, there's some things he can clean up. He got beat inside a couple of times on some games. It's just recognition. It all comes from playing, and he doesn't see a ton of that, or didn't see a ton of that at the collegiate level, And everything's new for him, but he's improving, and we have a lot of confidence in him. He'll get it done.
Dallas talked all offseason about not thinking they can pick up right where they left off. But when your offense is pressing the way it has been the first several weeks, do you get a sense, or are you worried that maybe they really did kind of think they would just kind of keep going from where they were?
I think there's some of that. I think too, human nature. You read into a lot of the hype, preseason a little bit, and right now we're not living up to that expectation, right? And you want to pick up where you left off, but it's a new season. You still got to go put in the hard work and the preparation, and still work in practice and all of that. And that's the one thing that I really appreciate about those guys is they're disappointed just like I am, but they continue to work and show the confidence that they need to get it fixed.
Is there a way to jumpstart the pass rush?
I just think it comes down to each man. It's a want to, a will to. Obviously we can, as a staff, you can create it with games and different things, stunts and stuff. But I'll say it's hard when the ball's out of the quarterback's hand, fast. So you're on your second step or maybe your third step making a move and the ball's gone. It does affect that a little bit, but we can be better. Just understanding the pass rush, the game plan, that week, and really use that to our advantage, when you can.
You have a player of Calvin Ridley's caliber, have a couple drops, a couple of false starts. As a coach, how do you approach a guy who's been in the league for a few years and get him back on track, or do you leave it to himself to do that?
No. I grabbed him actually, coming off the field, and I just reiterated to him that, take a deep breath, stay locked in, stay engaged. I told him he was a big part of our system and the offense, and he's going to have a lot of success. And just wanted to reiterate that confidence in him. Excuse me. And really, and Trevor does a great job of that too, of getting with those guys. And Calvin wants to do so well, so good, so much. He wants to prove, and he doesn't have to. He's a good player, and he doesn't have to do all. Just be Calvin. And so those are the things that we're trying to just get him to do. Just relax, focus on his job and the plays that have his number attached to him.
You mentioned it was good to have guys in the building getting work done today. What are you looking for from your team this week? What do you want to see as you prepare for the Falcons in London? And is that different than what you would normally be looking for?
No, but obviously with the sort of this little bit of a hole we put ourselves in, I just want to see how these guys respond. I want to see the energy on Wednesday. I want to see the attention to detail, the how do they attack the walkthrough, the meetings, the practice that day, and just how do they respond, right? And obviously they're frustrated today, disappointed today, because they know. I mean, I painted a pretty vibrant picture for them this morning, and we all know where we are, but we all know where we can go and where we can, or what we can become as a football team, and they get excited for that part of it. And so it's always going to be about us, focusing on our jobs and what we need to do, and those are the things that I want to see. Guys don't have to go chasing things, just make the plays that come their way.
Has this start changed your view of where this team can go at all?
No, it really hasn't. I got a lot of confidence in this team and how we can respond and bounce back, but it takes. Listen, it's 14 games left, and we got a big one this week. We've got to continue to right the ship, obviously, and fix the things that we need to fix. Coach better, play better, but do it collectively. Can't point fingers. This is not about offense versus defense or special teams, whatever. This is everybody together collectively, coaches in there, with the players, and that's the only way to get it done.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you, sir.